Elton John once revealed a heartbreaking truth about Princess Diana that even her closest supporters never saw coming. She felt completely abandoned by the very people who were supposed to protect her. Behind the public image of glamour and grace, Diana's life was filled with personal turmoil and intense pressure. She was caught between the demands of royal life, the media's intrusive gaze, and the personal struggles that no one seemed to fully understand. Elton's revelation about this hidden pain shed new light on the true cost of her fame and the royal responsibilities she was expected to uphold. Yet, despite the ongoing turmoil, she was often expected to maintain her image as a beloved people's princess, a role that ultimately became more of a burden than a blessing. Behind the smiles and the public dances, there was a hidden story of pressure from the royal family, secret betrayals, and a falling out with the very people who were supposed to support her. Elton's revelations about the strain in Diana's life offer a glimpse into the human side of the royal family, far removed from the polished, curated image presented to the public. It's hard to imagine, but despite the smiles and laughter in public, there was a deep sense of loneliness and isolation for Diana, a feeling that she wasn't truly understood or supported by those closest to her. Her bond with Elton, a friendship that started in the 1980s, was one of the few relationships that provided her with a real sense of comfort and understanding. They were more than just two people from different worlds who happened to find common ground. Their friendship grew out of shared experiences and mutual support for each other's battles against public scrutiny. Their friendship began at a royal bash for Prince Andrew's 21st birthday in the early 1980s, where Diana first stood out in the crowd. The event was steeped in tradition, and everyone present followed the rigid expectations of royal life. The atmosphere was suffocating, filled with etiquette and restraint. In the midst of this, something unusual happened. As the band played a Johnny Charleston tune, Diana, still newly engaged to Prince Charles, stepped onto the empty dance floor and invited Elton John, who was attending the event, to join her. It was an unexpected moment of spontaneity, a rare break from the formality of royal life. The two of them shared a dance, laughing and twirling, creating a moment that felt completely free. It wasn't just a dance. It was the beginning of a connection that would become pivotal in both their lives. For Diana, it was a rare moment to step out of the role of the princess and just be herself. It was a rare opportunity to let loose in a way she rarely could within the confines of royal expectations. For Elton, it was a chance encounter that blossomed into a deep, lasting friendship. He was initially struck by her warmth, openness, and ability to navigate a world full of judgment and expectations. As their relationship developed, it became clear that they shared a deep understanding of what it meant to live under the public's watchful eye. Both Diana and Elton understood the toll that fame and public expectations could take on a person. Diana, trapped in a marriage that was falling apart and constantly scrutinized by the media, found in Elton a confidant who could relate to her struggles in a way few others could. Their late-night phone calls became a lifeline for Diana. These conversations were a safe space where she could express her fears, frustrations, and feelings of entrapment. Behind the walls of the palace, where she was supposed to embody perfection and grace, she felt increasingly isolated. Yet with Elton, she could let down her guard and simply be Diana. She found in him a friend who didn't judge her, who listened and offered the kind of understanding she struggled to find elsewhere. Elton, too, was struggling with the weight of fame, addiction, and his own personal battles. He was deeply empathetic to the challenges Diana faced, and their shared experiences of life under the spotlight only deepened their connection. However, their friendship wasn't without its challenges. By the mid-1980s, Diana had become a global icon. The press adored her, and she quickly became known as the People's Princess, beloved for her compassion, charity work, and relatability. But this widespread admiration was not always well received within the royal family. Diana's growing popularity reportedly caused tension with her husband, Prince Charles, whose more reserved personality didn't allow him to command the same level of affection. Charles, who struggled to handle the public adoration that Diana received, became concerned about the attention her friendship with Elton was attracting. Elton's outspoken nature, particularly his advocacy for AIDS awareness and other controversial issues, raised eyebrows in the royal family. At the time, AIDS was still heavily stigmatized, and Diana's association with Elton's bold causes was viewed as risky by some members of the royal family, including Charles. Despite the challenges they faced due to public scrutiny and the pressures within the royal family, Diana and Elton remained close friends. Through the ups and downs of royal life and her troubled marriage, Elton was one of the few people who could make her laugh when she needed it most. His irreverence and humor provided her with moments of relief from the constant demands of her royal duties. For Elton, Diana represented the strength and vulnerability of a woman who refused to be confined by the expectations of the world around her. Their friendship offered him a sense of purpose, too. Diana's courage and kindness inspired him to continue fighting for the causes that mattered most to him, even when it wasn't easy or popular. However, the pressures of their extraordinary lives and the public's insatiable interest in their friendship eventually took its toll. At one point, misunderstandings and external influences caused a temporary rift between them. But despite these challenges, their bond proved resilient. They eventually reconciled, demonstrating the strength of their friendship and the depth of their connection. Tragically, when Diana passed away in 1997, Elton was devastated. His grief was felt not only by him but by the entire world, as Diana had been a beloved figure whose untimely death left a void. To honor her memory, Elton reworked his iconic song, Candle in the Wind, turning it into an anthem of mourning. The lyrics, Goodbye, England's Rose, became a poignant tribute to the life and legacy of the woman who had been such an important part of his life. Elton's tribute became a symbol of collective grief, and the song remains etched in the hearts of millions today. Their friendship, though deeply personal, stands as a testament to the power of human connection. It serves as a reminder that even in the most glittering, high-pressure worlds, genuine relationships, based on love, understanding, and mutual respect, can provide solace and strength. Diana and Elton may have lived extraordinary lives, but at their core, they were simply two people who found comfort in each other's company, proving that the simplest, most authentic relationships are often the most profound. As the story of Elton John and Princess Diana's friendship continues to unfold, it serves as a testament to the profound impact that kindness, compassion, and genuine connection can have on the world. Their bond was not only extraordinary for its public nature, but also for the profound depth that it held in their private moments. Expanding on the details of their relationship reveals layers of emotion and complexity that many never saw coming. Diana's late-night phone calls to Elton were not merely casual chats. They were cathartic conversations where she could freely express herself without fear of judgment. The weight of her royal duties, coupled with the intense scrutiny she was under, created a pressure she had to bear every day. Yet, in Elton, she found an understanding and a safe haven. His ability to pause his work, whether in the middle of composing music or planning an event, to listen to her, highlighted the genuine nature of their friendship. It was a friendship that allowed Diana to be vulnerable, a privilege she often lacked in her royal life. These weren't just surface-level interactions. They were deeply reflective exchanges where Diana could talk about the emotional toll of being in the spotlight, of playing a part in a royal family with unrelenting expectations. She spoke of the loneliness that accompanied fame and the challenge of keeping up appearances while battling her own inner demons. For Elton, who had similarly struggled with fame, addiction, and the toll it takes on mental health, this level of openness was a shared experience. Elton didn't just listen to Diana. He offered her his own wisdom, reminding her of her inner strength and encouraging her to continue facing the world's judgment with the same courage she had displayed for years. They were able to give each other the support they both so desperately needed, offering the kind of solace that only a true friend can provide. In addition to their more serious conversations, their bond had its lighter moments too. Diana's infectious laughter often filled the room when she was with Elton. He, in turn, had a unique way of drawing it out. His sense of humor was a constant source of joy for her, allowing her to escape the heavy pressures of royal life. Their shared sense of humor, especially their ability to laugh at the absurdities of the world they lived in, created a deep connection. They poked fun at the royal protocols and rigid rules that governed their every move, finding absurdity in the formality that was supposed to define them. Elton's flamboyant and carefree personality provided a refreshing contrast to the royal life Diana was bound by, and it allowed her to let her guard down in a way that few others could. It was a rare, freeing experience, and together, they found a sense of normalcy amid the madness of their high-profile lives. Beyond their personal connection, their shared commitment to important causes played a significant role in strengthening their bond. Diana's groundbreaking work with AIDS patients was both revolutionary and controversial, especially at a time when AIDS was heavily stigmatized. As a member of the royal family, she could have remained silent on such issues, but instead, she chose to raise awareness. The moment she publicly shook hands with AIDS patients, challenging the misconceptions about the disease, sent a powerful message to the world. Elton's own advocacy for AIDS awareness complemented Diana's efforts, and together they used their voices to bring attention to the cause. Their shared commitment to these efforts showcased the depth of their connection as they worked together to break down societal barriers and challenge the stigma surrounding AIDS. Their friendship was more than just personal. It was also a partnership rooted in a shared desire to make the world a better place. Even as their connection deepened, the world watched with scrutiny. Public appearances, charity galas, and photo ops captured their bond for all to see. Yet, their relationship was never just a performance for the cameras. At these events, their shared smiles and knowing glances were a testament to the private connection they had forged. Diana's presence brought a warmth to Elton's world, while Elton's vibrant energy lifted Diana's spirits. Their public interactions were an extension of their private friendship, a beautiful reminder of the joy they brought to each other's lives. However, despite the public support they provided for one another, their bond was not immune to external pressures. The media, ever hungry for scandal, would often speculate about their relationship. Tabloid stories would spin narratives, sometimes adding unnecessary strain to their connection. Elton's outspoken personality and Diana's growing independence from royal expectations were both lauded by the public, but also criticized by others, particularly those within the royal family. The royal family's tightly controlled image clashed with Diana's more progressive actions, and this created tension with those who felt her popularity threatened the monarchy's image. For Elton and Diana, the media's constant attention was a source of stress, but they navigated the challenges together. They protected their friendship, ensuring that outside forces couldn't pull them apart. There was, however, a brief period of distance between them. Misunderstandings, coupled with external pressures, led to a painful falling out. For both of them, this was a difficult chapter in their friendship. Elton, feeling blindsided and hurt, found himself questioning the loyalty of someone he had once supported through some of her most challenging moments. It was a time when their friendship seemed to be fading, and Elton referred to it as a deep freeze. Yet, despite the distance, both individuals valued each other too much to let miscommunication drive a permanent wedge between them. The reconciliation that followed was a testament to the strength of their connection and the depth of their mutual respect. Unfortunately, their friendship was cut short by Diana's untimely death in 1997. Elton was devastated by her passing, but he made sure her legacy lived on in a way only he could. His tribute to her with Candle in the Wind was far more than a song. It was a heartfelt declaration of the profound impact she had on his life. The performance at her funeral was emotional and raw, capturing the grief not only of Elton, but of a global audience mourning her loss. The lyrics, "Goodbye England's Rose," have remained etched in the hearts of millions, continuing to serve as a reminder of the bond they shared and the impact Diana had on the world. Their story is a powerful reminder of the importance of authentic relationships. It shows that no matter how extraordinary one's life may be, the need for genuine human connection remains universal. Their friendship wasn't just about shared experiences, but about being there for each other through life's challenges. Their bond continues to inspire, serving as a reminder that even in the glitziest of worlds, genuine connections are what truly matter. It wasn't about their celebrity status or their royal titles. It was about two people who understood each other on a deep, personal level. Through laughter, shared struggles, and mutual support, Elton and Diana forged a bond that will continue to inspire generations to come. Their story serves as a poignant reminder of the beauty that exists in true, unconditional friendship. The story of Elton John and Princess Diana's bond continued to evolve after her tragic death in a devastating car crash, an event that shook the world to its core. For Elton, the loss was deeply personal. He had just begun to mend their fractured friendship when she was taken away, leaving a void that seemed almost too painful to bear. The grief was overwhelming, but he knew he had to honor her memory. He was asked to perform at her funeral, a task that carried immense emotional weight. To pay tribute, Elton chose to sing "Candle in the Wind," a song originally written for Marilyn Monroe. The lyrics were reworked to reflect Diana's life and legacy. As Elton sang "Goodbye England's Rose," millions around the world watched and mourned the loss of their beloved princess. The performance was raw and emotional, capturing the collective grief of a world that had lost its people's princess. In the years following her death, Elton's commitment to Diana's memory remained steadfast. Despite the ups and downs of their friendship, his love and respect for her never wavered. He continued to support her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry, and championed the causes that had meant so much to her, even as his relationship with the royal family became more strained. His unwavering dedication to preserving her legacy showed that, despite the immense pressure and heartbreak they both faced, the bond they shared was unbreakable. Their connection was a reminder that even in the face of public scrutiny and royal expectations, true friendships can endure. Elton's efforts to keep Diana's memory alive were not limited to music. He used his platform to support causes close to her heart, ensuring that her compassion and activism would never be forgotten. Even years after her death, he continued to speak candidly about their friendship, sharing the highs and lows of their bond. He painted a picture of a relationship that was both inspiring and deeply human. Diana had been a light in his life during some of his darkest moments, and he carried her memory with him in everything he did. Their friendship also served as a reminder of the pressures Diana faced as a member of the royal family. Torn between her personal desires and the expectations placed upon her, she found solace in Elton, who understood the struggle of living under constant public scrutiny. The performance at Diana's funeral became one of the defining moments of Elton's career. The reworked "Candle in the Wind" became an anthem of mourning, resonating with millions of people who felt a personal connection to Diana. The song's success was a testament to the depth of feeling that people had for her. It wasn't just a tribute. It was a way for Elton to remind the world of who Diana truly was, a beacon of kindness, compassion, and authenticity far beyond her royal title. In the years that followed, he continued to honor her in his own way. He supported her sons as they navigated their roles within the royal family and used his influence to promote the causes she had championed. Elton's commitment to Diana's memory remained unwavering, and his story with her continued to be a tale of resilience, compassion, and enduring love. Despite the complexities and challenges of their friendship, their connection was a source of strength and inspiration. The memory of Diana and her friendship with Elton continues to resonate, serving as a powerful reminder of the importance of compassion, loyalty, and standing by those we care about. Their story is a shining example of how, even in the darkest of times, the light of friendship can guide us forward. Years after Diana's death, Elton reflected on their extraordinary friendship, opening up about the challenges she faced and why he felt compelled to speak out after years of silence. His heartfelt tribute at her funeral, where he performed "Candle in the Wind," became a moment that stopped the world in its tracks. He wasn't just singing for Diana. He was singing for the millions who mourned her loss. Behind the scenes, however, the performance wasn't without controversy. Rumors swirled about tension between him and the royal family, with Prince Charles still grappling with his own emotions after losing Diana. The public nature of the tribute may have felt too raw, too personal, for such a formal occasion. Yet, understanding Diana on a deeper level, Elton knew the moment needed to reflect her spirit, one of openness, warmth, and connection. Eventually, the royal family gave their approval, but the behind-the-scenes drama highlighted the complexities of their relationship. The performance at Diana's funeral was not just a goodbye. It was a way to remind the world of who Diana truly was, a woman whose light and compassion extended far beyond the constraints of her royal status. For years, Elton kept his memories of Diana close, cherishing the private sanctuary their friendship had provided. She wasn't just a princess to him. She was a friend who had stood by him during tough times, someone who truly understood him, not just a celebrity status. Eventually, Elton felt compelled to open up about their friendship, believing that Diana's Real's story needed to be preserved. Diana's life had been far from a fairy tale. Thrust into the royal spotlight at a young age, she faced pressures that most people couldn't imagine. Elton had witnessed how the public adored her, while the royal family's rigid traditions left her feeling isolated and trapped. Their friendship grew from this shared understanding of fame's double-edged sword, both of them knowing what it was like to be constantly under the public's eye yet feeling completely alone. Diana's life, with its triumphs and tragedies, raised the question, did the royal family truly fail her, or was it simply destiny's design? Elton's reflections on their friendship and Diana's extraordinary legacy continue to strike a chord with the public, offering a powerful narrative of love, loyalty, and the complexities of living in the spotlight.